Welcome to another Bible Assembly Team video. My name's John, and today, boys and girls, we are thinking about our own lives and how we can build them up to be strong and healthy and happy, and how we can stand strong when trouble and challenges come along, because they sometimes do. Well, one of the ways that we can build ourselves up is by eating healthy things like apples. Excuse me, eating and trying to speak at the same time. It's impossible. Well, apples are great, really tasty, wonderful things like other fruit and vegetables. They're really good for us. But one of the other ways that we can build ourselves up is by choosing good things, choosing things that are true, and making good choices to follow love and follow justice and follow promises that are given to us, which are right and true. So we're thinking about what we can build our lives on as we grow up, as you boys and girls grow and become strong, not just physically strong, but mentally strong and spiritually strong. So let's have a look at this story. It's called The Two Builders, and it's all about two people in the Bible that, well, they build their houses. In other words, they build houses on different surfaces. One of them makes good choices, but one of them, well, he doesn't. So enjoy the story, and I'll see you later. Bye for now.
This story is called The Two Houses. Let me tell you a story, said Jesus to the crowd one day. A story all about building. There was once a man, a wise man, who wanted to build a house. So he found a big rock, a really big rock, and he said, "This is where I'll start." And he dug a big hole in that really big rock, and that's where he built his house. Then the rain came, and the sea rose, and the wind huffed and puffed enough to blow that house down. But that house did not move. No, not 1 centimetre. Now there was another man, a foolish man, who wanted to build a house too. So he found a nice beach, a soft sandy beach, and he said, "This is where I'll start." And he smoothed out the sand and tossed out the shells, and that's where he built his house. Then the rain came, and the sea rose, and the wind huffed and puffed enough to blow that house down, and down it fell with a shiver and a rumble and a great big crash. "Listen to my words," said Jesus. "Do what I tell you, and you will be like that first man. For the things I say are true, solid as any rock, and you can build your life upon them." So in our story today from the Bible, the two builders were building their houses on different surfaces, weren't they? One of them was building his house on a rock, and one of them was building his house on sand. Now, if you've ever tried to build a house on sand, probably at the beach, you might have used one of these, a sandcastle mould, a bucket, and you filled it full of sand to the top, and you do what we all do, and you bash it down, maybe scrape the surface at the top, turn it over as fast as you can, stop the sand falling out, give it a tap, take off the mould, and there, hey presto, is your amazing sandcastle. Now, how long does it last? Maybe 10 minutes, an hour, maybe a few hours. no longer, because it will just crumble with the weather, or maybe the sea will come in, or maybe someone will step on it. Sorry about that. Yeah, they don't last, do they? Sand castles, sand houses don't last, because sand just crumbles apart. But rock's different. Rock is solid. And the builder, the wise builder in the story, knew he built his house on a solid rock, and he dug down, or drilled down really, because it's tough stuff, rock, isn't it? It would be solid. The house would be solid. And when the winds come, when the storms blow, he knew that his house was absolutely rock solid. That's where we get the phrase from, I'm sure, rock solid. Well, it's like the story reminding us to build our lives on God's rock, the rock of God. God is our rock. It's one of the names for our God. He's the rock. And we need to build our lives on His love, His promises, His truth, because that's firm and secure. And when tough things happen in life, tough challenges, and we all face them, whatever they are, they'll come at some point. We know they will. We can deal with them so much better because we've built our lives on God's solid rock. Solid love, solid promises, solid truth, and we're not shaken. We're not shaken because we've got God's truth, promises and love firmly under our feet. And that's why we can stand, even in the difficult challenges we might face.
To tell you, God, how we really feel about you. Words could not describe the joy we have inside. Words are not enough to tell you, God, how we really feel about you. Words could not describe the joy we have inside. So please understand what we mean when we words are not enough to tell you, God, how we really feel about you. Words could not describe the joy we have inside. Words are not enough to tell you, God, how we really feel about you. Words could not describe the joy we have inside. So please understand what we mean when we not enough to tell you, God, how we really feel about you. Words could not describe the joy we have inside. Words are not enough to tell you, God, how we really feel about you. Words could not describe the joy we have inside. So please understand what we mean when we
If you've ever seen these massive skyscrapers that reach up, we're all thinking, that must be the tallest in the world. Or maybe that one's even taller. If you're looking for the tallest skyscraper, you don't always realise how far they have to dig down in the ground to find the rock, to actually make firm foundations. They do. They have to dig down to go up. So the taller the skyscraper, the further they have to dig down to get The foundation's strong enough. Otherwise, their skyscraper will fall over. It will. They need to dig down to go up. And God reminded me to remind you that even when bad things happen in life at times, difficult things happen, and we don't understand why. And we can ask God, why did that happen? Why? I even prayed and it didn't change things. Even bad things that happen, God will use them for good. He will build them into something wonderful in our lives. When we firmly fix ourselves on God's solid rock, He'll build our lives into something beautiful, something wonderful, because He's got great plans for you and He's got great plans for me.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. In the story, we saw two builders. One of them made good choices, built his house on rock, and one of them didn't, built it on sand, and it just collapsed. And we want to be strong and healthy and build ourselves up so we can enjoy all the good things that are around us and we can be healthy and happy. Well, one of the ways we do that is choosing to trust God and build up our lives on His love and His promises. I hope you've learned something and thought about something and reflected on something in this video about how important it is to make good choices in our lives. Keep building your lives on good choices, on God's love and God's promises. So keep going, boys and girls, and I'll hope to see you next week. Bye for now.